One of the biggest game changer in the Land of Dawn is not damage, not sustain, not heroes, but crowd control. Debuffing the enemies at the right time will always change any game in your favor. Hi guys, Kazuki here, and in this video we will discuss all the different types of debuffs you can apply on your enemies. So let's begin. First one is the most underrated yet the most impactful debuff in the game, that is slow. The enemies are not hindered nor damaged, all it does is slow down the movement speed of the enemies. You might be wondering, how is that a threat? Well, if you're slowed down, you can neither run away nor chase down by any enemies. Plus, your chances of being able to reposition are minimized and you are more likely to get hit by enemy skill shots, as you cannot run and evade them. While the slows do not look that threatening to range heroes, the melee heroes consider it a nightmare. Imagine diving into enemies and they just slow you down so much that you cannot even reach your target while they keep blasting you with their skills. The slow can be as little as 15% from Ice Queen Wand and up to 70% from Benedetta's ultimate. This also adds up when using multiple slows at once. The amount of slowdown is definitely a big deal. However, the duration is important too. If your slowdown has a larger duration like that of Eve, you can easily kite enemies around while they helplessly wonder what to do next. Without a dash or another tool to escape, slowed enemies are dead enemies. Mages are the best crowd controllers. Eve, Angela, Nana are some of the best examples for slows. They can equip Ice Queen Wand to further enhance their slowing capabilities, taking slow a step further, and we get immobilized. Enemies affected by this are rooted in place and cannot move for a set amount of time. Rooted enemies cannot use any form of skills that can displace them, like that of flicker or any dash. They can however use other skills freely. Immobilizing enemies help them keep in place for allies to land skill shot or just stop them from escaping and chasing down your allies. Alice, Farsa, Angela, Glue are some of the heroes that can immobilize the enemies. It is especially too strong in case of Alice. She can use her ultimate to leech out health from enemies while they cannot even move away. One of the most basic and essential forms of crowd control, the stun. It makes the enemy unable to move, do basic attacks, or use certain skills for a small time. Most heroes have this ability in some form or other. Its main use is to hold down a single or a group of targets, rendering them useless for a small time. Stun duration vary from as little as 0.5 seconds from Kagura's passive to 3 seconds from a long-range Selena Abyssal arrow. Stuns are common and ton of heroes possess this skill for their uses. Knockback is a special type of crowd control. In this, the enemy is displaced from their original position. Heroes are thrown back, which cancels all channeling abilities and also forces you to retarget. The main purpose of knocking back a target is to increase gaps between you and your opponents, or just to gather them at one spot. There are a lot of heroes that can use the knockback effect, while most have small range of knockback, like that of Leslie, some having big like Tigreal, where some can knock back multiple times like a kite. Knock up. Knock up makes the target or group of target airborne on the same spot. It cancels all skill cast and the target is unable to move at all. This is a great CC to hold down any enemy in their track. Heroes like Saber, Guinevere, Khufra have knock-up effect in their skill set. Guinevere also gains bonus damage when she deals damage to knocked up enemies. Not many heroes have access to this type of crowd control. If a target is silenced, they cannot use any of their skill for a duration of time. They can move, do basic attacks, but cannot use skills. Heroes like Natalia and Helgut are one who possess this form of crowd control. Blind or nearsighted is a type of CC that diminish the affected hero's vision. They can only see things that happen near them and the rest are darkened out. This is very helpful in isolating enemies as they are unable to see how many enemies they would be facing against. Hellcuts and Barats have this ability in their ultimate to blind enemy hero. The ultimate CC of all time is suppressed. When a target is suppressed, they can neither move nor use any of their skill at all. While stunned, some heroes can use certain skills to escape, but with suppress, everything is blocked. Only way out is to eliminate the target that suppressed you. Heroes like Franco and Kaja have suppressed in their ultimate. A frozen target cannot move or use any abilities. It is almost similar to a normal stun effect, but it has its other uses as well. Aurora can freeze enemies and deal bonus damage to frozen enemies. Morph is a very special condition where the target is transformed into something else. They cannot use skills or basic attacks, and their movement speed is greatly reduced. Heroes like Nana can morph enemies using Molina. This is a very aggressive form of crowd control. Targets affected are displaced from their position and pulled in a specific direction towards the user. The reason this is an aggressive CC is because a pull target has to react immediately. He either needs to fight or use a skill to retreat immediately. Heroes like Franco are infamous for their pulls. Once pulled, it also inflicts a state of panic on the enemy's mind, which makes them take rush decisions. Heroes like Atlas, Kagura, Tigreal can also pull enemies. When inflicted by disarm, targets cannot use basic attacks. They can move and use skills, but not basic attacks. Masha is the only one that can use this debuff and is best when used on heroes that relies on basic attacks like Ling, Roger and other marksmen. While there is no official debuff in mlbb under this name, but having this debuff makes the enemy take more damage. This can be done by inflicting a defense down on the enemies. Genius 1, Sylvana's passive, Irithel's skill 1 all can inflict this debuff. Terrified. Targets affected by this randomly move around and are unable to use basic attacks or skills. Heroes like Vexana and Valentina possess this special debuff to make their targets terrified. Taunt is a special debuff that makes the enemy basic attack the caster for a small time. The targets are forced to attack a specific target and cannot do anything else. Gatot skill 2 and Belric's skill 1 has this taunting effect. The targets affected by this takes damage over time even after the source has stopped attacking them. Vexana's ultimate and Vali's passive are the best examples. Glowing Wand and the Talon Magic Worship or Impure Rage serves the same purpose. So those were all the different type of debuffs you can inflict on your targets. Which one is your favorite? Let us know down below. Thank you for watching. Keep supporting Kazuki Official.